Gothamites. Welcome to the formative days of the Outworlder Virtual Experience. Back in 1988, I made a serious mistake in that I never thought to use that little Sony camcorder I had to video log any of the formative steps when the Outworlder character was first created. I got the idea for this character when I was in a foxhole in the Folding Gap doing training. And they're out there, close to 2 weeks, dug in a foxhole, M60 right here, Pentax K1000 right here, just in case anybody on the other side to start moving around too much. And then, so here I am, days and days in this freezing cold foxhole, and the idea for Outworlder came into my mind. And it's a damn shame, because even if I had a map, I'm not sure I could find where I dug the bloody hole. It's all been since long filled in. So there were a lot of formative steps when Outworlder was created that were never video logged. All that is just gone. Well, for instance, when this ship was built, there is a videotape of how this ship was built, this Dragos. It took several months to build this. We started off with this, believe it or not, the skeleton of this ship is corrugated cardboard, like an airframe for an aircraft. See how it shapes out like that? And then done over in the same kind of cardboard that you get as backing on your shirts when they come out of the dry cleaner. That's what she's made from. Corrugated cardboard skeleton, sheet cardboard skin, clear plastic here, so you can light for the green lights inside the warp engines. There was a video on that. Someday I'll have to dig the thing out and show you that. But so many other things, how the characters were designed, so many of the locations and vehicles and whatnot were designed, and even so much when I was drawing Outworlder back in 2008, we never bothered to video log any of it. That was a mistake. But with this little iPad I've got looking at me right now, I think we can rectify that. So as we begin making the Outworlder Virtual Experience computer game, we can look at some of the formative steps. I've been looking online and for the kind of programs I'm going to need to make it. I was looking first for a program to make the game itself, programs like Unity or Unreal Engine, and then of course I also went out to Micro Center, Brentwood, and I was seeing what it would cost to build a computer that would make this game. But even before any of that, you got to come up with the software that allows you to write the game. It's not as simple as writing a screenplay, which everyone knows. You use Final Draft or some of the other programs to make a screenplay. A screenplay is very simple, very linear. It's only going in one direction. Computer games, depending on where you move your character, they can go in any number of directions, and any number of possible different stories can result. So you're not just writing one story, you can be writing as many as 8, maybe more, depending on which direction you go. So I thought we would rectify the mistakes of the past and start video logging more and more of the production process behind what is going to become the Outworlder Virtual Experience. So I'm looking at a program called Artisy. It's from Germany, and I emailed them to ask if their program is compatible with an Apple iMac running a Catalina operating system. Hopefully it is. Otherwise I'll have to find something else, because the great thing about Artisy is it works very well with programs like Unity and Unreal Engine. But if it's only compatible with IBM PC software, we're going to have some difficulties. I'll have to come up with some other method. Right now we're just in the formative stages, just digging down the foundation of what this whole game is going to be. Now, of course, part of the reason we're making the game is because, well, let's face it, Outworlder the Ultimate Edition and Outworlder 2D Verizon are not getting a lot of notice on my Gotham Filmwerks Facebook or YouTube channel. And what you realize is they're a very segmented market. So what you realize is that comic books, graphic novels, videos, even club jazz, they're a very segmented market. They're not, the huge an appeal as they used to be. Even people in the industries will tell you they don't have the appeal they used to have. They're very much segmented to a smaller market. Computer games, however, that's stadium rock and roll. Oh yes, that's global, and it's getting a huge amount of notice. You probably, if you're a parent especially, you probably notice how much time your children, grandchildren, hey, maybe even yourself, maybe notice how much time you're immersed in playing these games. Because unlike watching a talking graphic novel like I make, or watching a television series or a movie where you can only see one line of movement, with a computer game, you have numerous avenues of movement in a free-roaming game. Any number of options, this is uniquely possible. And what I'm trying to figure out is how I'm going to make that happen. So we're in these formative steps right now, and I'm starting to make these videos to show us, it shows people where we're coming from, and how we're trying to reach a larger market, and how I'm trying to explore what potential this Outworlder character has. Because I've seen what some other franchises have done, and if any of you have seen any of the Rocksteady or the Warner Brothers Canada games, I remember, especially the Batman games, those were incredible. I remember I was at the Comic-Con in 2008, San Diego Comic-Con, and there was a crew that was beta testing Batman Arkham Asylum. So there I am at Comic-Con, and I'm in my Batman suit. I think I was wearing the blue-gray one, the one that looks like an Alex Ross painting that came to life. And there was my brother dressed as the Joker, and we're watching on these screens as several fans are playing various stages and various parts of the game. And they also have these other people on the side that are on these small workstations, and they're watching how fast the game refreshes, how it jumps out of menus, all sorts of the way the game flows and everything like that. Had these extremely complicated algorithms, and very difficult to figure that stuff out for myself, because I'll be the first to admit I'm not very good at math or very good at that kind of thinking. I've had some people describe people like myself as having an arithmetic disorder, because we're not good at that kind of thinking. We think more outside the box. We don't follow any kind of linear thinking or any kind of straight line or simple thinking. Our thinking is more unpredictable. It's not standardized. Now, oddly enough, as creative as computer games are, standardized minds are actually very good at creating the structure or the foundation that allows them to work in the first place. So here we were watching these, various portions of the game, Batman Arkham Asylum, being played out on these big screens. And you're looking at these things and thinking, wow, look at that. Imagine if the movies looked like that. Because these are like the comic book come to life. They were a really fascinating piece of work. So even back then I was thinking, okay, what if Outworlder was up on that screen? And so I happened to decide to talk to some of these guys that were working there. And it took a roundabout way to get there, but they basically told me that they spent better than $50 or $60 million of investment to make the game. I mean, you're talking dozens upon dozens of people, hundreds of man hours over how many months or years it took to make the game, and it was just a fantastic process they were going through, because they had got it to this far where they were going to now test how effective it would be and whether it was ready for the fans to actually play the thing, and whether and how far away it would be until they decided to roll the product out. So here I'm remembering how this effort of these fantastic mathematicians making this game, and I'm thinking, okay, I've got to do all that. The difference is, look around. There's no people here. Gotham Filmwerks is a one-man operation. See this desk right here? There's going to be a different machine here, inevitably. I don't even know what brand name it's going to be. I just know it's going to weigh quite a bit and take up quite a bit of space. I also know that inevitably, see underneath the table down there? There's going to be a server down there. And it's got to have air going all the way around to keep it from getting too hot. And that's how we're going to be able to, once the game is completed, send it out to people so they can play it on their computers and their pads and their cell phones and anything else they've got to work with. And make no mistake, Gotham Filmworks is not going to use DVD-ROMs, which you buy for 142 bucks, play the 42 levels, and then turn it back over to GameStop, which I have right across the street from me over there on the other side of St. Charles Rock Road. GameStop over there, you send it back over there, they give you $7 to $9. No, we're going to do the whole thing as downloads, just straight download from my server to whatever unit you're carrying. Bang, done, very direct, very quick. Probably can do it cheaper as well, that's another plus.
Templates are a critical building block in Artisy. You can assign templates to almost any object type. By means of templates, you can transport a lot of information. With templates, you can add custom properties to your objects to create exactly the types of objects you need for your specific game. Templates are constructed by combining features. This extra step may seem a little confusing at first, but will get clear soon.
I was looking at the tutorials on Artisy and how how the whole thing works together, and it looks tremendously complicated. However, you can bet that the actual game construction program itself, like Unity, Unreal Engine, or any number of others on the market, are even more complicated. Now, the thing of it is, people will look at this and say, why do you want to go through all this complication? Why do you want to bother to do all this? Well, it's very simple. If you don't do it, what are you going to keep doing? Just keep doing the same thing that doesn't get noticed and doesn't go anywhere and nobody pays any attention to? Because the last thing you want to do is be that guy who's lying there at the Death Watch facility in their senior years, who's begging for more time and wishing they did something more significant with their life. You don't want to be that guy that didn't ask the prettiest girl in town out to dinner. You don't want to be that guy that just polluted their liver or whatever with damn too much alcohol, and just watched sports or just watched movies or just watched whatever. Just watch the accomplishments of others while never doing anything yourself. You don't want to be that person who's lying there thinking, I want more time, I want more of this. You can't have it. You get one bloody shot at this. Now the thing of it is, though, is that I'm 54 years old right now. And this is very ironic, because there's a lot of people 54 years old, and you're thinking, I'm just looking for someplace that I can just wind down, retire, and die comfortable. Hell with that. I've been wanting this tech to make films, to make games, to make any number of things. I've been wanting this tech ever since I was back in my teens. So 35, 40 years I've waited for this technology, even 45 years for some of it. I've waited decades for this technology to come onto the market and be, one, simple enough to maybe figure out, and two, affordable. It's just coming on the market now. It's just getting to where you don't need a facility half the size of an aircraft carrier to make it work. A lot of this stuff can fit on your desktop, which is amazing, because this not only does it make a chance for a second career for me, and not to mention all the other people, but think about it this way. Time was, just 2 centuries ago, we had a cottage industry. Everything, just about everything you could think of was made in somebody's home or in somebody's shed or somebody's barn or something like that. Industrial Revolution came crashing in. People moved in droves into the cities, and to answer the call of mass production. Okay, fine. Planet's terribly polluted because of that, but as a result, though, we've got a fantastic thing happening with our digital revolution. That is that we are capable of making many more things nowadays, not just TV episodes, not just videos or whatever, but even potentially even computer games in our homes, thus bringing the cottage industry back in again. The digital revolution is going to begin a new cottage industry, especially for those of us middle-aged looking for our second career, and after we leave the other one, and give us a vastly new lease on life and a whole new mission to get onto. And anybody who is creative and isn't looking into something like this, I gotta tell you, you're missing a fantastic opportunity. Don't do it. Again, don't be that person lying there in the death watch facility. Oh, that's right, you politically correct types call them retirement communities or senior living or whatever. No, they're watching you die, okay? You paying them for it, all right? You don't want to be that person lying there waiting for that. No. You want to be working and creating something unique, something that's just something that's as unique as you are, right up to the last moments of life, if possible. One of the greatest creators we ever had, Mr. Stan Lee. That man was creating almost up until the day he died. And so were quite a number of other creators. They created for as long as they could. And that's the way to do it. It's the way I'm going to do it. So yes, I'm 54. But if I'm going to get done with all the things I have to do, I got to live to be over 108. Because I don't know how many years it's going to take me to make this computer game. May take 5, may take 10. We don't know what it's going to cost. I'm figuring that out. But the fact of it is that you're either going to be that person that dares mighty things, or you're going to take rank with those timid souls who don't have the victory or defeat because they never tried to do anything, tried to accomplish anything worthwhile for themselves. Well, so here we are, people. We've got the tabula rasa, the blank slate. Look, notebook, 5-subject college rule. One just like this is what the first Outworlder was written in back in 1988. Started writing that in my best friend's apartment. And ironically, I finished writing it, and in fact, that first written book is still on her shelf. She has a lot of my writings right in between the writings of Bram Stoker and Ian Fleming. So, look at this. Lined paper. You could write the story with this one. Got another blank slate, sketchbook. And it's where you design your characters. And look, the ship I did from Outworlder 2, the Yorktown. We're going to use that again. But, we got, more vehicles, characters, locations. It's the formative stuff. It all starts right here. Simple analog paper. We write it here, and then we start putting it into our artisty game writing program. Then it goes into your game creating software. And at some point, somewhere along the line, I don't know exactly when or where, it becomes a game. Now, the irony of this also is I don't typically play computer games. I think the last computer game I played was in 2002 while I was getting over a relapse of the flu. I flew the Enterprise E as she was flying through a region of space and trying to save the starship Premonition, which is a time ship, from being captured by the Borg. Okay, that was 18 years ago. It was the last time I sat down with an old Hewlett-Packard computer and played a computer game. They have radically changed since then. So I'm trying to figure out what those changes were and how they worked and how I'm going to make them work. And well, the great thing about it is, as I figure this stuff out, I'll put some more of these updates on this the Outworlder Virtual Experience Facebook page, and also on the Gotham Filmwerks YouTube channel. There was a mistake made in the past in that I did not bother to video log my progress. And gee, you would have saw me with a lot more hair up here, and you would have seen me a lot happier over in Germany. Because that's where the whole thing began. And it's ironic. Outworlder began in a foxhole in Germany, and yet so many of the programs that I'm buying to make the game and make everything work from Germany. Beautiful. So we'll just keep. I'll just keep reporting to you how the progress is going, and over the years, and we'll have something when the game finally does manifest itself, and it's on my server in the living room, and you find out on Facebook and Instagram, Reddit, TikTok, LinkedIn, probably a few other social media platforms by that time, as well as YouTube, that the game is ready to be watched, ready to be played, ready to be experienced. The great thing about it is, you all get to watch it happen. Gratitudes for your continued interest, Gothamites. And good morning, Gotham City, wherever you are.